Media RAC Air Conditioners Maintenance Guidance. This video introduces the universal maintenance procedure of our AC system air conditioner. There can be some differences between the units in this video and the ones of yours. This video is divided into two parts. First is the replacement for the key components, second is the maintenance guidance for air conditioners. Part 1, Key Components. During the maintenance process, you may need to replace the following components: compressor, sensor, reactor, PFC inductance, motor, AC and DC, display board, main control board components, internal and external, etc. Part 2, the maintenance guidance for inverter air candy toner, RAC, and LCAC. When error occurred. The error code will be shown on the display board of the indoor unit. The new error code is represented by 4 characters, 2 letters plus 2 numbers. When the display board displays the error code, the first 2 letters are displayed first, and then the following numbers are displayed. The common malfunctions of inverter air conditioner are as follows. Measure the voltage. Caution. Except for checking the voltage and error codes, all other operations must be carried out without the power connection. For safety reasons, the voltage should be checked before operating the unit. When the display board of indoor unit displays EH00 or EH00/EC51, that indicate EEPROM chip error. EEPROM. A read-only memory whose contents can be erased and reprogrammed using a pulsed voltage. Malfunction decision conditions. Indoor or outdoor PCB main chip does not receive feedback from EEPROM chip. Shut the power off. Then turn it on 2 minutes later. If it is still displaying EH00 error code, then replace the indoor main PCB. If it is still displaying EC51 error code, then replace the outdoor main PCB. Indoor/outdoor units communication error. When the indoor unit displays EL01, which indicates indoor or outdoor units communication error. Malfunction decision conditions. Indoor unit does not receive the feedback from outdoor unit during 110 seconds, and this condition happens 3 times continuously. This failure could be caused by inappropriate wiring or main PCB error. Shut the power off, then turn the unit on 2 minutes later. Measure the voltage between S and N. Select voltage DC position, then connect the red pin of multimeter to N ports, the black pin to S port. If the AC is operating normally, the voltage is moving alternately as positive values and negative values. If the voltage has always been the positive value, possible malfunction may be occurred on the outdoor unit. Main attention should be paid to the outdoor unit. Check the wiring of the outdoor unit, which includes the power wires and the connecting wires between the indoor and the outdoor unit. Check the wiring of L, N, S of the outdoor PCB. Check the resistance of EV, electrical expansion valve. If the unit has one, make sure there is no any short circuit which could damage the outdoor PCB. Check if the wiring of the electric reactors of the outdoor unit is well connected. Measure the resistance value of the reactor. The normal value should be within the range of 0 to 1 ohm. If not, replace the reactor. If the error still exists after the maintenance procedure above, replace the outdoor PCB. If the error still exists, replace the indoor PCB. If the voltage is a fixed value, possible malfunction should have occurred on the indoor unit. Main attention should be paid for the indoor unit. Check the wiring of the indoor unit, which includes the power wires and the connecting wires between indoor and outdoor units. Check the wiring of L, N, S of the indoor PCB. If error still exists after the maintenance above, replace the indoor PCB. If error still exists, replace the outdoor PCB. Using LNS function of Dr. Smart. Connect the LNS line of the Dr. Smart to the LNS parallel connection on the indoor or outdoor wiring terminals, power on the air conditioning, and then turn it with remote controller. Then Dr. Smart can directly detect whether it is an indoor PCB fault or an outdoor PCB fault. The entire detection process only needs to report the fault once. If no processing is done and the fault is reported 3 times continuously, the display board of the indoor unit will display the L01 error code. Zero crossing signal detection error. When the indoor unit displays EH02, that indicates zero crossing signal detection error. This failure could be caused by erratic power supply or main PCB error. Malfunction decision conditions. When PCB does not receive zero crossing signal feedback for 4 minutes or the zero crossing signal time interval is abnormal. Shut the power off. Then turn the unit on 2 minutes later. If the error still exists, replace the indoor PCB. The malfunction of fan motor speed. When the display board of indoor unit displays EH03 or EC07, that indicates the malfunction of fan motor speed being out of control. Malfunction decision conditions. When indoor fan speed keeps too low, 300 RPM for certain time, the unit will stop and the LED will display the failure. The failure may be caused by 1. Wiring error. 2. Faulty fan. 3. Faulty fan motor. 4. Faulty main PCB board. Shut the power off. Then turn it on 2 minutes later. If the error still exists, shut the power off, check the fan. Rotate the fan by hand, check whether the fan is blocked or rotating normally and whether the screws which fix the fan have been tightened enough. If the fan is normal, check the wiring of the fan motor according to the wiring diagram. Commonly there are 3 kinds of DC fan motors with different pins. First, DC motor with a 5 cores pin, which has the control chip inside itself. The second, DC motor with a 3 cores pin, which has the control chip on the PCB. Check the fan motor. For RPG motor, AC motor with feedback, this motor has 2 plugs. Separately, 3-pin plug connects to the power supply, 4-pin plug is used for signal transmission. If the connection is correct, pull out the 3-pin plug and check the resistance of the fan motor. The resistance value between red and black pin, white and black pin, should be same as the specifications of the motor. Change the fan motor if the values are abnormal. For DC fan motor with 3-pin plug, pull out the plug and check the resistance of the fan motor. The resistance value between each 2 pins should be equal to each other. If not, change the DC motor. Check the main PCB for AC motor with feedback, turn on the unit and set it to fan-only mode in high speed. Measure the voltage between red and black pins of the 3-pin plug in 15 seconds. If the value is lower than 100 volts for models using 220 to 240 V power supply or 50 volts for models using 110 volts power supply, the main PCB must have a problem and need to be replaced. If the value of the voltage is normal, the fan motor need to be replaced. If the error still exists, replace the main PCB. Examination for main PCB board DC motor with control chip in itself. Turn the power on. When the unit is in standby model, measure the voltage between pin 1 to pin 3, pin 4 to pin 3 in fan motor connector. If the value of the voltage is not within the range shown in the table, the PCB must have problems and need to be replaced. Examination for main PCB board AC motor with feedback. Turn the power on and set the unit as running in high-speed mode. 15 seconds later, measure the voltage of pin 1 to pin 2 in fan motor connector. If the value of the voltage is lower than 100 volts, 208 to 240 volts power supply or 50 volts, 115 volts power supply, the PCB must have problems and need to be replaced. If the value of the voltage is normal, the fan motor need to replaced. If the error still exists, replace the main PCB. Open or short circuit of the temperature sensor. When indoor unit display EH60/EH61/EC52 divided by EC53 divided by EC54, those indicates open or short circuit of the temperature sensor. Malfunction decision conditions. If the control chip find out that the sensor is open circuit or short circuit, the display will display the failure. The error could be caused by 1. Wiring mistake. 2. Faulty sensor fault. 3. Faulty PCB. This is T1 indoor room temperature sensor. This is T2 evaporator temperature sensor. This is T3 condenser temperature sensor. This is T4 outdoor room temperature sensor. This is T5 compressor discharge temperature sensor. Check the wiring of sensor for different main board. This structure is T3, T4, T5 sensors being integrated on to a sub-patch. This structure is T3, T4 being for the sub-patch. T5 inserted in the main control board. If the wiring of the sensor is correct, check the resistance value of the sensor. Remove the protective buckle, pull out the plug. Measure the resistance value of T3, T4, T5 sensor. The resistance value refers to the characteristic table. If the resistance value is normal, replace the main control board. If the resistance value is normal, replace the main control board. Refrigerant leakage detection diagnosis. When the indoor unit displays L0C, that indicates the refrigerant leakage detection error. The failure could be caused by 1. T2 coil temperature of evaporator error. 2. Indoor main PCB error. 3. Refrigerant system error. Troubleshooting for refrigerant detection leakage L0C. Shut the power off and turn it on 2 minutes later. If the error still exists, check if there is cool air blowing out from the indoor air outlet. If there is cool air blowing out, check whether T2 sensor is well fixed and measure the resistance value of T2 to ensure the sensor works well. If the error still exists, replace the indoor PCB. If there is refrigerant oil on the joint, apply soapy water or leak detector to check if the system has any leakage. If there is any leakage in the system, let out the refrigerant and repair the leakage, then vacuum and recharge the refrigerant. Check the EEV electrical expansion value if the unit has one. Measure the resistance to check if there is any short circuit. If yes, replace the coil of EEV. Measure the output voltage to the EEV. The values should be same as the table. If not, replace the outdoor PCB. If the error still exists, there may be blockage inside the system, especially the capillary. So change the whole high-pressure valve assembly. IPM module fault or IGBT overcurrent protection. When indoor unit displays PC00, that indicates IPM module fault or IGBT over voltage protection. Malfunction decision conditions PC00. When the voltage signal that IPM sends to compressor drive chip is abnormal, the display LED will show PC00 and AC will turn off. Malfunction decision conditions PC04. An abnormal inverter compressor drive is detected by a special detection circuit, including communication signal detection, voltage detection, compressor rotation speed signal detection, and so on. The failure could be caused by 1. Wiring mistakes. 2. IPM error. 3. Outdoor fan motor error. 4. Compressor error. 5. Outdoor main PCB error. 6. System pressure error. 7. Check the wiring between the main PCB and the compressor. If the wiring is correct, check if IPM is operating well. Check the resistance value between P and U, V, W. The normal valve should be as megohm order of magnitude, and each two valve are equal. Check the resistance between N and U, V, W. The normal valve should be as megohm order of magnitude, and each two valve are equal. If the result is not, replace the IPM board or replace the main PCB. Check if ventilation of the outdoor unit goes well. Check if the outdoor fan operates well, then find solutions according to the solution for the malfunction of fan motors being out of control. Check the resistance value of the compressor terminal and check if the compressor is working well. The normal resistance value of each two terminal are equal. If the resistance are not equal, replace the compressor. If the error still exists, replace the outdoor main PCB. Over voltage or over low voltage protection. When indoor unit displays PC01, that indicates over voltage or over low voltage protection. Malfunction decision conditions. An abnormal voltage rise or drop is detected by checking the specified voltage detection circuit. The failure could be caused by 1. Power supply error. 2. System leakage or block. 3. Check whether the voltage is normal. If the voltage is abnormal, stop the unit. If the voltage is normal, check whether the power wires of the terminal in indoor unit and signal wires are good. If not, correct the connections or replace the wires. After confirmation that the wire is good when the unit is in standby model, check if the voltage between P and N is around 310 volts. Then start up the unit, measure the voltage between P and N, and see if it's within 220 volts to 400 volts. If the voltage is abnormal, replace the IPM board. After the maintenance above, there could be two cases. If the voltage is normal, check the wiring of the reactor. If the wire is well connected, measure the resistance value of the reactor. The normal resistance value should be around 0 ohm. If not, replace a new reactor. If the error still exists, replace the outdoor main board. Diagnosis for over-temperature protection of compressor's top or IPM. When the indoor unit display PC02, that indicates over-temperature protection of compressor S-top or IPM. Malfunction decision conditions. If the sampling voltage is not 5 volts, the LED will display the failure. The failure could be caused by 1. The refrigerant system error. 2. The main PCB error. Check if the ventilation of the indoor unit and the outdoor unit is obstructed. Clear up the air inlet and outlet or the heat exchanger of indoor and outdoor units to make sure the ventilation is well. If the error remains, shut the power off and turn it on 10 minutes later. If the error still exists, check the temperature of compressor's top. If the temperature of the compressor's top is higher than 100 degrees Celsius, it could be the refrigerant error. If it is the refrigerant system error, check if there is frosting on the high-pressure valve. If there is refrigerant oil on the joint, apply soapy water or leak detector to check if there is any leakage of the system. If there is any leakage in the system, let out the refrigerant and repair the leakage, then vacuum and recharge the refrigerant. If the refrigerant system is blocked, replace the high-pressure valve. If the error still exists, replace the outdoor main PCB. If the temperature of compressor's top is lower than 100 degrees Celsius, check if the wiring of the overload protector is well connected. If the wiring of the overload protect or is well, check the resistance value of the two ports of the overload protector. The normal valve should be around 0. Otherwise, replace the overload protector. If the error still exists, replace the outdoor main PCB. Diagnosis for inverter compressor drive error. When the indoor unit display PC04, that indicates inverter compressor drive error. If there is Media Doctor Smart, it will display detailed PC04 as P40/P41/P42/P43/P44/P45/P46/P49. If the displayed error code is P40/P41/P45, directly replace the outdoor PCB. If the displayed error code is P42/P44, directly replace the outdoor compressor. The cause of the malfunction may be the compressor or the main control board. Firstly, eliminate the problem with the compressor and check the resistance of the compressor through a multimeter. If the resistance is normal, there is no open circuit or short circuit, then replace the outdoor main control board. In addition, malfunctions in the refrigeration system may also lead to P49 malfunctions. Communication error between indoor PCB and display PCB. When the indoor unit display A0B, that indicates communication error between indoor PCB and display PCB. If the display PCB connection wire is loose or damp, causing an increase in resistance, plug and unplug the display board connection wire group again to see if the fault disappears. If the fault is not resolved, replace the display board PCB. If the fault persists after replacing the display board, replace the main control board. Outdoor main control board. Overcurrent protection. When the indoor unit display PC08, that indicates overcurrent protection. Malfunction decision conditions. An abnormal current rise is detected by checking the specified current detection circuit. Possible causes. 1. Power supply problems. 2. System blockage. 3. Faulty PCB. 4. Wiring mistake. 5. Compressor malfunction. Verify current. Clean condenser. Check the performance of the fan.